German guys, first time in Florida. Really excited to be checking this out because I'm going to be visiting Florida next year. Before we do get into this, appreciate if you guys can hit that subscribe button. Let's check out Florida.
Florida road trip. Whoop, 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 whoop. Florida. Still in South Carolina. But if you go down there, Florida.
No, we're going towards the coast. We have to go right.
We go down there and then right. Florida. Whoop, whoop.
What's up, everybody? We are Deanna and Phil. Deanna's from the United States and I'm from Germany. And in this video, we're talking about this German guy's first time in the state of Florida.
Florida.
So as a German, Florida is one of the best known states.
Okay.
And I finally got to go to the magical...
To be fair, I think that's like worldwide. I think Florida is definitely, well, UK anyway, is one of the most popular places to go, as well as like New York. A lot of people, whenever I hear them going to America, it's either like Las Vegas, Florida, New York.
State of Florida, man.
Our Florida trip did not go as planned. We visited Florida for a little over a week. We drove from South Carolina to Ocala, Florida to visit my aunt, who recently moved there from the northeast of the U.S. Ocala is a small city north of Orlando and south of Gainesville.
Yeah, so Ocala was an interesting city. We found a Scientology church center, very random. But we also saw some weird animals.
What was that?
Happening? They're coming right there. The turkeys are crossing. Oh God, one more. It's Florida.
Yo, well, it is Florida to be fair. Just wait till you see the alligator, man. But it's so interesting seeing all these wild animals because in the UK, we don't have many.
Raptors. They're just jumping over the thing.
How many is there?
They're coming towards us.
Why are you attacking us?
Look at it, like a dog. He's wagging his tail.
Maybe they used to be. They just look mean. Are you mean? Dinosaurs walking away. Whoa! They hear fucking leaf blowing by me and I think something's running for us.
What are they?
Dude, how freaking cute. Look at him. Do you see him with his leg up? Oh, they're sunbathing.
We even saw a family on a boat with what looked like a lawnmower engine.
Yeah.
So a couple of great first impressions for
Florida.
But funny stuff aside, I really love the nature and the amount of green in the...
Wait. See, like, this place is stunning, but all that will go through my mind being here is like, where's the alligator at then?
Whole area.
After a few days staying with my aunt, we drove to Tampa, and unfortunately, as soon as we got there, the car just stopped.
Yeah.
It wouldn't start at all.
All right, we made it to Tampa. It's great.
Oh, that's a
Car
nightmare.
doesn't start. I think it's the alternator since the battery's new. It's a pretty old car, so we're stranded. We had to walk from our hotel down this busy street to the Dollar General, which is the only place open to get some water.
Yeah, it's a little bit sketchy walking. I feel like the only people out are homeless people on the streets.
Yeah, there are a lot of homeless people.
Nobody.
We was asked if we wanted drugs and if we knew where to get the drugs. Wait, that's crazy though. That's crazy. The only people walking about in this, because it still seems pretty light. The only people walking about is like dodgy or like homeless, right? Which is crazy to me in the UK. When you're walking about, you pretty much see someone walking about and it's not them.
Walks in the US.
Yeah, we feel weird for walking.
Yeah, that's because most people in America, they like just drive from place to place.
You must see the sunset. That's nice. Nice colors.
That's interesting though.
What? An expired elephant. That is reassuring.
This is the view from our hotel.
Wait, elevators expire? What, like food? What do you mean an elevator expires?
Hotel room, and Deanna says this is the typical Florida living. Just the moats are missing. Sometimes you have water moats in between.
One of the positive things about having an old manual car is we ended up push starting the car to a shop. Phil did most of the pushing.
However, the car troubles didn't stop us from seeing the city of Tampa. And while the car was at the shop, we checked out downtown Tampa and Ybor City. I was pretty surprised how empty Tampa's downtown area was. Pretty calm for such a big city, but they had a nice boardwalk along the river.
Wait, where's the people at? Mate, most of this video has been a ghost town.
Ybor City, on the other hand...
Yo, wait, where is... What's going on?
And felt a bit more street-like. I don't know how to explain. It's like more culture and a wild mix of people. I like that there was this tram that was completely free to use, and we used that to get around the city. Yeah. So that was cool. And finding public transportation like that in the US really felt like luxury. I loved it. Yeah, but overall, I can't just shake my maybe European high expectations for big cities like Tampa. Right. And while nothing was too bad, there was also now.
See, I've heard of Tampa, and people has told me to pull it on my list to go to Tampa. I didn't like. Is Tampa a lot of time empty? Why is it so empty?
I think that really excited me about the city.
We walked a lot that first day. I really loved the Riverwalk in the downtown area. There were a lot of restaurants.
The German beer garden. They're making their way everywhere in the US.
It seemed like a really nice and well-kept space. Yeah. We stopped by a Mexican restaurant for some delicious food, and then stopped by a 7-Eleven for some not-so-yummy food.
I'm gonna try it. I hope I don't die.
Wait. I'm a little bit confused. You went to a Mexican restaurant. Did you not eat there? You immediately after? It might be a good few hours. But I'm thinking you got a burrito from a 7-Eleven, but you went to a Mexican restaurant. Why not get loads?
We'll see.
It's probably
I don't think I've ever had a 7-Eleven burrito. All right, here it is. Hot.
Hi. Is it amazing?
I give it a...
Oh, wait. Yeah, this is at night.
2 out of 10.
Got the car back.
2 out of 10.
Yeah, and it's working. Fingers crossed.
Took exactly 1 day. We dropped it off in the morning, picked it up this morning early. So we're going to St. Petersburg now. We're driving. Fingers crossed it's going to hold up.
So St. Petersburg downtown felt initially a bit more inviting to me than Tampa. However, the reason for that might have been the more...
Oh, this is weird. Wait. I don't think I've ever seen rain in Florida other than the storm videos I watched. And pretty much every time I see Florida, the sun is out, it's looking like it's still looking beautiful. It don't look as miserable as the UK when it rains, right? But interesting. I'm assuming that's rain unless the path has just been cleaned, which it could be. That already happened much in the UK.
Been the more touristy beachfront layout that the city had.
Maybe
I
it was
walking down the pretty huge pier, but overall that area isn't that big, and we didn't have much time to explore the rest of the city. Then the drive to Clearwater.
Wait, I'm getting really confused. Is this in the same day? Like, this was like a really nice day, and then we keep going to shots where it looks like it's been raining.
Of the city. Then the drive to Clearwater felt still surprisingly
long. What is going on?
And the weather gods were not with us on that one. It started raining, and it was actually pretty cold when we got out in Clearwater.
Oh, really? Yeah. Yo, I've never seen Florida like this, other than the storm stuff, but...
And this initial street at Clearwater, like the Strip or whatever, was kind of a big turnoff for me. It was very busy, full of visitors that arrived by car. Therefore, there was a lot of traffic and not enough parking. Just not a good, chill beach vibe. But then we stepped on the beach, and the beach itself was amazing. I can see why it has gotten this over-touristy.
Okay, so we're walking up to Clearwater Beach right now. Unfortunately,
even on a rainy day, it looks beautiful. Like, just imagine this with the sun out, the clear skies. Wow. I wonder what time of the year they went to Florida. Like, I'm not too sure what time they went around here. But, normally when I see, like, Florida vlogs or, you know, just seems really hot always.
The weather gods are not with us today, but...
people are still out here.
The beach looks awesome. It's very white sand. It's fairly white.
Really nice.
The beach itself, and it looks super clean, so
it looks
nice
very
beach,
clean.
Just bad weather right now. We got a lot of these beachy little shops with shirts and restaurants, and a lot of hotels in Clearwater too, though, on the beachfront. Yeah, it's a nicer beach, definitely.
So plenty of space for sunbathing, skimboarding, or swimmers. But as I said, it was pretty stormy at the time, and the ocean looked fairly rough when we were there. So for me, kind of mixed feelings after that whole round trip that day.
Okay, I think we're leaving Clearwater already. Get an idea for it, very touristy. The beach is awesome, but there's not much to do for us right now.
I'm hungry.
And after that, we left the Tampa Bay area still without having seen any alligators.
Gators. Where are the gators?
Wait, yeah. What? Actually, I'm interested. I know in the Everglades, but where do you see a lot of gators?
We're on our way from Tampa to Orlando. This is the weather we're getting.
Wow.
Going to Disney Springs. That's apparently this free area which is close to the park.
It's actually crazy seeing Florida like this. I'm not gonna lie, I did not think it rained much at all in Florida.
It's just shops and restaurants and stuff. Yeah, we just removed our stop because it's pouring. Why is it pouring?
No say.
Why? You look smart, so why?
So we wanted to check out Orlando and the surrounding areas as potential places to live in. Not really the Disney World or Universal sections, but the living areas. So the first night we arrived and we visited Lake Eola downtown.
All right, we just made it into the city. Lake Eola. First impression of Orlando, what do you think?
I think it's not too shabby. I've only ever been to like Disney World in the parks, so this is I think my first time in the downtown area.
I think there's a lot of foods, a lot of restaurants down here. So the first impression for me is actually fairly positive.
It's very clean so far.
It was a very...
Yeah, that's American. Well, like, that's not all of America, because I've seen New York with like the bins on the street and that. But pretty much when I see these vlogs, and you probably hear me say all the time, I'm so surprised how clean everything is. Like the UK, like you will have parts that's clean, but in general, we watched a video the other day. There's chewing gum all on the pathways. There's rubbish all over the pathways. It's got the mucky, dirty look to everything pretty much. It's like, yeah, America just looks like it's constantly being cleaned.
Beautiful scenic walk with my lovely wife until she bathed all over the sidewalk.
Yeah, okay, so I'm pretty sure I got food poisoning from something we ate the day before in Tampa.
Oh, was it the Mexican food?
Too.
I felt so weird that whole day, and then suddenly it was just too much. Anyways, you the TMI, I was just not feeling well that night, although the next day was a bit better. I was able to drive us to different areas of Orlando so Phil could get a feel for it. Yeah. I did most of the sitting while he checked out the areas.
We're in Orlando and we came back to the spot where Phil puked yesterday. He got so sick, he puked right there. It was not me.
Wait. Oh, wait, it was her then.
As he reenacts his puking because he had food poisoning.
To my surprise, I liked Orlando immediately better than Tampa. It seemed as if there was
I ain't surprised you got food poisoning in Tampa.
Bit more international culture, way more food options and restaurants, and all the lakes in the city premises were kind of nice as well. And it's funny because all of the Americans I asked before pretty much wrote off Orlando quickly, but most of them just visited the parks and did not experience the city itself. Okay. So I'm curious, have you been to Orlando and have you visited anything?
Yeah, you guys need to let me know, since this is a Florida video, right? You guys need to let me know if you've been to Florida or if you live in Florida, what kind of things you want me to do in Florida and places to go see. Because I've got a list already pretty much. Everything's pretty much sorted. But I can add to it, edit it, stuff like that. So, yeah, exciting.
Aside from the parks, let us know your experience below.
The area of Orlando where we were staying had a huge Asian community. There were a lot of Vietnamese, Chinese, Japanese restaurants and supermarkets. I honestly wanted to eat all
foods I've never had in my life, ever.
All of it, but
and you did.
No, although my stomach wasn't really.
What is that? What is this right here? The white stuff.
Ready, but it was totally worth it.
Yeah. We decided not to visit Miami this time around because we had limited time.
And see, that is one place that I'm going. So 100% Florida, Key West. I really want to go see them. And then I was making my way up to like kind of in the middle of Florida. But after seeing a video on Miami and you guys talking to me about Miami, I need to spend a little bit of time in Miami and check out Miami Beach because it just looks beautiful, man.
And limited resources.
And Miami was not in the run for a potential city to live in for us. Main reason for that being the higher costs of living.
Oh, wait, okay. So, wait, I heard them say it early in the video. Right, but yeah, so they went Florida solely to look at areas to live in. Interesting. Would be nice. Would be nice.
Although I would like to drive down the Keys at some point and in general visit Florida's East Coast as well in the future.
Yeah. After Orlando, we headed back north to South Carolina. It's a weird sentence. We stopped by St. Augustine for half of the day. I've been to this area a handful of times and I wanted Phil to see the city that claims to be the oldest one in the United States.
Oh, okay, I've heard of it.
All right, so
Augustine.
we're on our way from Orlando to St. Augustine, and we've had such a weird Florida trip so far, and we're gonna just do a day trip there. We figured if we're already driving past it on our way up to Jacksonville, we should at least see the city.
And some Caribbean food.
Yes.
I quite enjoyed St.
Oh, I love Caribbean food. Love it.
Augustine. The main walking street kind of reminded me of an old West End town, you know, like the ones I've seen on TV as a kid.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's weird. It has a lot of Spanish influence, though.
It was very nice, but also the fort on the water was pretty cool, and we actually saw wild dolphins just jumping around in the water right in front of this fort.
So we're trying to film some dolphins here.
That's
there
nuts.
are actually dolphins in the water. Very special nature thing. And then get a boat full of drunk women. That's America.
So to me, St. Augustine was one of the most beautiful towns I've seen in the US.
So this thing behind us was a former hotel. I don't know what it is now. It says Flagler College. I think it's freaking beautiful. It's one of the most beautiful exteriors I've ever seen. We have another one just across the street, built by Mr. Flagler.
Oh no, they're pretty cool. They are.
We got the amazing one over there.
Really cool
that one, and I wouldn't be surprised.
It's like to me, it's like screaming a set, like a movie set.
If Casa Monica was from Mr. Flagler as well.
My only issue is that it feels more like a weekend attraction than a town where people actually live.
Right,
just
okay.
masses of tourists are just passing through
Probably
like a
is.
herd of zombies. It felt like that a bit. So it actually reminded me a little bit of Disney Springs.
People are gonna love that.
But yeah, after St. Augustine, we went back up north, leaving Florida behind. And a lot went wrong during that trip with the car issues,
Yeah,
with
they
the
did have
wife
issues.
barf.
They had their car broke down and food poisoning. All in one. Mental.
All over the place.
Should have barfed on you.
Also, the weather was ups and downs, but it was pretty different in some regards to what I expected. But we'll make a whole nother video going into more details of what my expectations.
Yo, very cool though. I enjoy getting different kind of looks on places. So I've never really seen Florida in this kind of way, like especially with like the rain and stuff. And just like, yeah, the different places, but like more of like the downtown areas. Very interesting. Enjoyed that. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. If you guys enjoyed, make sure you leave a thumbs up, subscribe for more content. Live every single day on twitch.tv/L3WG. If you guys want to check me out over there, I'll see you on the next one. Peace.